guys, welcome back to a very grey and miserable autumn day. So we're going to do some arts. We're going to do some art instead. We're going to do a dirty pour on this slightly bigger 8x8. I want to say it's a 9x9 roughly. I don't know. I'm not very good at maths. So this is what we've got in the pot. I have noticed that with a lot of acrylic pours, with dirty pours, the colours on the top of the surface isn't necessarily what's in the pot. It just happens to be what's floating at the top and what went in last time. So this could be a really colourful pot with just a bit of blue. We will find out when we pour. I do have some white that I've mixed up for the negative space on this board, just because I know with this board, this plaster board, it is very rough surface, so putting a bit of paint down for a negative space helps it run a little bit longer and makes it better, I believe. You don't need very much of this paint, it goes quite a long way. So I'd say that's enough. The rest of this paint will probably go into the pot because it's not wasted then. Dirty pour cups do take a couple of days to build up to try and make one, but obviously if you do acrylic pouring every single day, then it's so easily you can get one big enough for an 8x8. You just got to be very savvy with what you pour into the cups and making sure none of it goes to waste. So literally as you've poured in all the colour, I take the sticks out, which I use to mix it. I put it on the side, and then I put the cup straight on top of a dirty pour cup. Obviously if there's a lot left, I'll just leave it to the side and wait for it to be used again. But to be honest, if I've put a lot in the cup, I'll probably just do another acrylic pour with it, even if it's like on a piece of card or a smaller canvas, etc, etc. You go a very thin layer. That's all you really need though. I could do is probably make it a proper thick layer, but it's not going to make any difference in terms of like changing the composition and interaction. It's just going to be a surface which it can glide onto. Okay, so here's a little pour. Little pour, I would say it's a big pour. 3, 2, 1. Problem is with this pot, you can't see what's going on because it's the whole lot of sides are covered up, which normally indicates to me that after this pot is dried out, I just peel off the inside acrylics skins and use them in my mixed media pieces, so don't worry, none of it goes to waste. I did actually do a pour on here about 10-15 minutes ago, and you can probably see a bit of the the fallout on the board. I loved it so much. There's a bit more down towards the bottom of it, but to the right. I loved it so much that I actually moved my position on the perspex to make sure I did not lose it, because I really like the colour of the skins. I've got too many skins and like a whole bag of it now. I am slowly getting through it, but it's going to be one of those. It's much more of an artwork that I make when I'm either waiting for art supplies to arrive. I've got no more art supplies to make anything, even like printing or acrylic pouring or painting, and it's very quite relaxing, and it's one of those days you kind of just do simple work because you can't really function like if I got a hangover or it's been a long weekend, etc, etc. This pot's going to go straight on top of another dirty pour as well, so none of it's going to go to waste. Very, very brown and mystical. Try and keep some of that blue in. not get rid of the brown necessarily, but like limit how much is on there. Because with dirty paws it does tend to be a little bit thick because it is been sat in a cup for a couple of days. Because it is PVA glue rather than Floetrol or Liquitex, it does tend to set, and that's what gets these kind of lumps and bumps in the middle of it all. But you just have to be a bit more careful with it. You just have to run it off a little bit slower than the usual. Okay, I think I'll leave it at that. It is a very organic piece and I quite like that. It's very, not necessarily bright in your face, but it's much more, like I said, organic and foresty. It's not, it hasn't muddied at all, which is really, really nice. It has a little, well, you could say it has done down here, but I definitely know I put some red into this pot and it's probably just mixed with the brown a little bit. It's really nice to see the white poking through. So that's quite funny. But again, it looks really cool and definitely a really nice subtle piece to get out of a dirty paw, because normally they're quite extreme. They're very, like, the contrast between them is quite extreme sometimes, and that can overpower it. That's why I normally put in a bit of white just to give it an area of rest, which is where you can see bits of the white poking through and also just the hints of it now and again. But I'm really, really happy with this. It's very, very subtle, very organic, and really nice to look at. Compared to the last couple of paws I've done, have been really really bright and in your face. This one's kind of subtle, and it would go very, very well with any kind of background really. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video because that really means a lot to me. And also don't forget to check out my description box to links to all my social medias, where you will find more images and artwork that you will see on my channel. It's not necessarily on my channel. And I shall see you guys for my next video. Bye!